it is now time to talk about the vision. I wish everybody was here to hear this, because I would love to hear more and more people's feedback. But the few of you that are here, I appreciate you guys. Some of you guys have been listening the entire time. I know we lost a few people there midway. Hopefully they'll pop back in. But either way, as Tracy said, sooner than later, you're just going to have more and more people attending spaces, more and more people on VCs. That's just how it's going to go. That's just what happens when you work as hard as we're working, to build this thing and grow this community. And as I said, doing it in the right kind of way. And what I mean by that in the right kind of way is, essentially, you have to look at this meme as the autonatophobia, side of it. As I said earlier, I kind of alluded to it. Everything is about the duck watching without you knowing, that they're watching. That is the core essence of everything. So everything is built off of that. So we've talked about the branding, we've talked about the team, we've talked about market conditions overall, we talked about everything. And now it's time to talk about how we're going to bring all these different things together, at least foundationally from the branding. So there was some hints there about a coder. So I have a very good friend of mine who's currently building basically the next thing I'm going to talk about. So the very first thing you guys are going to see with Qwack is essentially you're going to see Qwack in other places. You're just not going to know it. Hence the anatophobia, right? I'm about to create anatophobia all over Telegram. And the way we're going to do this is he's essentially going to build an army of ducks. Well, he's already building it. He's literally in the process of coding it as I'm talking to you right now. And this army is going to go spread out to all the public Telegram chats that are out there, all of them. And it's going to listen and watch all of these people. And even when, certain people say certain words, it might even reply to them. Of course, it'll say quack at the end of everything. And the reason we're doing this is, for one, it's constant marketing. It's pretty funny, especially people are going to wonder why there's weird ducks responding to them and not understand it, which is also, I mean, that's great for like ARG campaigns and how people go, viral with that kind of stuff, because it's the idea is being mysterious. But there's a bigger reason, which is that all of the data that these ducks are picking up in these Telegram chats are going to be fed back into directly to the website, into a transmission of data that we will always be able to read. So in other words, every Qwack community member is clearly, they know about Qwack, they know about the website, they know about our army of ducks out in the world. So the fact is, you guys will be able to make fun of, laugh at, joke, meme, even you can see things and people don't know you're seeing them, right? Which again is the core essence of what this meme is. So that's the first thing, which I think is very cool. It's unique. No one's ever done it before. Will it gain us a ton of traction and stuff? I have no idea. We're just doing it because it's cool as hell and it's going to be fun and it's going to be funny. And that's the point, right? So that's the first thing. The second one is actually let's put you on the spot, Jules. This one's straight from Jules's idea here, and it's fantastic as well. And it touches upon basically the idea of things that are already existing in the space and kind of like flipping them on their head to the benefit of Qwack. So I'm sure all of you guys are very familiar with this space and how every time you are in another project or something like that, you'll see a person in that chat. There's a few of them even in Qwack chat. And it's usually some bot or a girl, and they're trying to solicit you money, right, for some kind of like inappropriate videos or pictures or something like that. They're just solicitation, essentially, right? That's all they're doing. Well, the funny thing is, these obviously they're doing this just like anything because it's working. They're getting a lot of people to actually do this, and they're scamming a lot of people, etc. So we're going to flip that on its head. We're going to create an army as well of these fake girl bots, except it's not to actually, solicit anything from anyone. It's actually to sit there and create an actual uh, troll, if you will, of the situation. So the idea is that when someone goes and clicks on it and they're expecting one thing, actually really what they're getting is they're seeing Quack. So will that anger them? Will that make them laugh? Maybe it'll be a mixture of both, for some people. But the idea here at the end of the day is to create a sense of just surprise, if anything, right, out of people when they see it. So once it reaches to the end, essentially we're going to create a mock-up, like FBI, like when the FBI seizes the domain of a website, we'll have like a fake version of that. So I posted just in the chat just now so you guys can see what I mean. Inside the chat there, that's a mock-up like fake FBI certificate. So you can imagine instead of the insignias there, there'll be like duck insignias and we'll have some funny writing. It's essentially pushing them to check out Qwack. The whole idea of this is to surprise someone with something that they know of in this space. They know what it is. They know what's happening, but instead of what they expected, they're actually, they're being shilled essentially by being trolled with Qwack, which I loved it. And again, it's just something that exists. It's always there, just like our army of duckbots that are always listening, always watching, always transmitting that data back to, essentially the command center, if you will, which is the website. Now, on top of these two elements essentially, which kind of work, I would say, like hand in hand, if you will, the ultimate goal here is to keep building, right, as much as we can off of this, right, and keep growing it. So the next step is to take this thing kind of like in a, how do I say it, in a more off of Telegram, essentially. Sorry, I had to get my words together there. We want to go off of Telegram. So X is another platform that everybody is on. They're always searching. If you guys right now go on X and you search for the latest trends, whatever's trending, whatever hashtag is trending, could be the next token, Libra, broccoli, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just do a search on X right now, and you're gonna notice that there is a basically a post. You're going to see the same post on every single one of these, and that post is going to essentially read, "Yo, I just got 1,000x or 500x or something along these lines," and then it's also going to say, "Yo, I called it in my private group at this amount," and then they're going to link you to a bullshit private group, which once again, solicitation, scam, etc. It's what this space thrives on, right? There's more money made off of ignorance in crypto than probably any other industry in the world. That being said, this is an opportunity for us because we know people are searching these hashtags. We know people are constantly, scrolling these feeds. We can then, in turn, make a fake alpha profile, if you will, like an alpha chat. So we make a fake alpha chat, and then we run a bot on X that essentially we feed it different hashtags. So different hashtags were trending, different hashtags trend every single day. So we find the trending hashtag, whatever it is, crypto related, politically related, whatever the thing is that's trending at that time, we feed it in there and it just starts posting these nonsense, "Hey, join this private alpha. I made this much." And then when they get there, once again, we're kind of trolling them, but also kind of helping them in a way. So when they make it into this group, they're not going to actually get any alpha. Instead, what's going to happen is they're going to be met with a message that's essentially letting them know, "Hey, PSA, every single one of these things are scams. None of them are real. Stop, investing into these things. They're just taking all of your money. Instead, you should check out Qwack," right? So the idea is, once again, to troll, to surprise around something that people already know. They already are clicking on these things. That's why there's so many of them out there, because they work to gain people into the group. So when people see this and they join into the group, maybe they'll laugh, maybe they'll be surprised by it, maybe it'll take them off guard, possibly, and get them to potentially check it out. Right? That's the hope. That's the idea. So this kind of nails where we want to be from a spreading of the word side of things on the tools and on the socials. Now, another really, really important aspect of this project is the actual identity of how we're viewed from a cultural standpoint, right? How people view us in general, and how many people want to vibe with us because of what we stand for. We'll call it that. And one of the things that this space is rife with right now, and we've talked about it, people talked about it ad nauseum, is the KOLs. People hate the KOLs. They hate what they're doing. They hate what they're about. Everything regarding KOLs is just pretty much shunned and thrown in the trash right now. However, there are still some KOLs in this space that are supportive and are good. They're kind of hard to find though, because they're overshadowed by all of the darkness. And I think that Qwack, especially as we grow this thing and as word spreads of all the things that we're going to be talking about and doing, Qwack is in a very great opportunity to kind of be a cult of personality, to change people's outlook of what they're expecting from a project and what they're expecting from a community, more importantly, and a culture that's built around that community. So I think you'd all agree that basically we all don't, like, nobody here respects any of these KOLs that are just, again, value extracting as much money as they can off of someone. But let's say, for example, we are shilling. So one of the things that was very effective in Hannah, and it will be very effective in Qwack as well, because it's a very effective technique overall, which is that you are generating goodwill, signal boosting, and showing love to people that you're trying to link up with their network. So that means, like, essentially you're shilling, you're rating, you're building art for someone, you're talking about someone, you're attending other people's spaces. This was something that was done to very to high success to help us get Andy Leon, which also helped us get Shibtoshi, and other things like this. So we're going to do this as well, except with a slight twist. So we are always, as a community, Qwack, wanting to support people that are going to support Qwack, because we know what we're made of as a community and as a project and what we want to be. However, when there's a KOL that falls into a different bracket, it'll be slightly different. But really quick, again, I'm going to post in chat. I mentioned this earlier. There's another duck. So this duck represents exactly what I'm talking about. If there's a person out there and we're trying to get their attention, we start sending stuff like this to Venom, he might recognize it. And Venom is just an example. He's not like I'm not saying he's the greatest KOL or anything like that. This is just an example. It could be any KOL, any person out there who has a following, any group, a YouTuber even, etc. Any kind of personality in crypto that has a network we can tap into and bring more people to become a quackhead. We want to essentially create art and a sense of camaraderie with them to grab their attention, ideally, and have them